Good morning, children. How are you all? Welcome to the second session of math. You all have studied whatever I taught yesterday. Let us do quick revision of that. I'll ask you some of the questions. Are you ready to give the answer? Once we do this, we will start the today's topic.
Hello children, welcome to second session of math. Now today we will just quickly revise what we have learned yesterday. Children, tell me, what is the smallest natural number? Which one? Yes, it is correct. 1. Which is the smallest whole number? Yes, correct. It is a 0. And which number is neither a positive nor a negative? That also very correct. You have guessed correctly. You have answered this. It is a 0. And now the last question is, which is the greatest negative integer? Which one is? Yes, -1 is the greatest negative integer. Now children, today in this session, I will explain you about the properties of addition and subtraction of integers. Okay children, now here we will discuss today 4 properties. That is, the first one is closure property, second one commutative property, third one associative property, and last is additive identity. These 4 properties now let us discuss in detail one by one. So children, now let us start with closure property for addition. When we are adding any two integers, we get the integer as answer. Now here that means if I am adding any two integers, suppose -9 plus 4, that is equal to -5. That means for any two integers a and b, a plus b is an integer only. Now let us understand the closure property for subtraction. Now in subtraction also, for any two integers a and b, a minus b is also an integer. Means if we will subtract an integer from another integer, we get the answer also integer. That means, look at here, the example is 12 minus 20. That gives us -8, and -8 is also an integer. So do you understand about the closure property of addition and subtraction? That is, if you are adding any two integers, whatever you are getting as an answer is a integer only. And if you are subtracting an integer from another integer, then whatever you are getting as answer is also an integer. Now children, let us move to next property, that is commutative property. Now first I will explain commutative property for addition. This property says that if you are adding integers in any order, the answer does not change. That means a plus b, for any two integers a and b, a plus b is equal to b plus a. Let us understand this by one example, that is -7 plus 3 is equal to 3 plus -7. If you will do this, you will get the answer -4 in both the cases. -7 plus 3 -4, and 3 plus -7 also the -4. That means the order of the number does not change the answer. Understood? Now let us understand the commutative property for subtraction. Now listen, subtraction is not commutative for integers. Why and how I will explain you now. This is, look at here by giving one example. This is 5 minus 3, that gives us 5 plus 3, that is equal to 8. But minus 3 minus 5 gives us minus 8. Now, so students, here have you understood that the change in order of the number makes the difference in the answer, and that is why commutative property does not hold the subtraction. Understood, children? Now children, let us understand the next property, that is associative property. Here for any three integers a, b and c, you can add any three integers in any of the order, the answer does not change. That means a plus into bracket b plus c is equal to a plus b into bracket plus c and is equal to a plus c into bracket plus b. So when we add any three numbers in any order, the answer does not change. Let us understand this for three different integers, 7, minus 3 and minus 2. In the first I will explain that 7 and plus into bracket minus 3 plus minus 2 is equal to 2. In the second one, into bracket 7 plus minus 3 plus 2, answer is 2. And in the third, 7 plus minus 2 in the bracket plus minus 3, that is also 2. So if you are adding any of the three integers in any order, the answer does not change. Now let us go for the next. This is a additive identity. What is additive identity? Additive identity means when you are adding that particular number to any of the integer, the answer remains that number itself. So children, this is very simple because you have learned this in the 6th standard for whole numbers. Yes. Which is a additive identity for whole number? Correct. That is a 0. So same way, if we are adding 0 to any of the number, we get that number itself as the answer. Here a plus 0 is equal to a. For example, minus 17 plus 0 is equal to minus 17. Now students, in the textbook on page number 8, the two sums are given under the heading of try this. Means let us try it out to find the answers. Now here again in the sum number 1 there are 4 given. So out of that 2 I will explain you and rest 2 you try on your own. Okay. So the first one is given that write a pair of integers whose sum gives a negative integers. Means here we have to write the two such integers. When we add both of them, we should get a negative integer as our answer. So over here I have tried with 25 plus minus 30. What is the answer? Correct. It is a minus 5. So all of you understood how to find the two integers? Okay. Or a pair of integers. Now the next is given 0. So we have to find a pair of integers whose sum gives a 0. But this is very simple for you because you have learned additive inverse. So minus 54 plus 54 gives us 0. Understood, children? Now let us move to the next sum. Here in this sum, you have to write a pair of integers whose difference gives us an integer smaller than both the integers. So here you have to find two integers such that when you subtract the one from the other, whatever you will get the answer should be smaller than that both the integers. So over here I have taken minus 4, minus 3. My answer is minus 7 and minus 7 is smaller than minus 4 and minus 3. The next is a negative integer. That means whatever difference we will find between the two integers, our answer should be negative integer. So here I have taken 42 minus 60. When we are subtracting 60 from 42, we are getting minus 18 and minus 18 is a negative integer. So children, you have understood. Now rest of the sums you try on your own. Now children, on page number 9, exercise 1.2 is given. Let us solve one or two examples from that exercise. Over here, you have to write down a pair of integers whose difference is minus 10. So children, what you have to do? You have to find two such integers. When you subtract one from another, your answer should be minus 10. So now here I have taken this, like 40 minus 50 gives us minus 10. Is it or not? So you understood? Rest two you try on your own. Now, in sum number 3, the score of team A and B has been given. Now, let us find out what is the final score by both of them. In the first round, team A scored minus 40, in the second round 10, and in the third round 0. So their final score is minus 30. While team B has scored in the first round 10, second round 0, and in the third round minus 40. Again, their final score is also minus 30. So children, if you add integers in any order, the answer does not change. Why? Just observe this. Here, the team A and team B have scored same number but in different rounds. So, all of you understood that how to find out the addition of the integers, and a change in order of numbers does not change the answer. Now we will move to our next topic, that is multiplication of integers. Multiplication of a positive integer and a negative integer. Let us understand this. 6 multiplied by minus 7. The answer is minus 42. Now, what we have to do while multiplying a positive and a negative integer? See, when we multiply a positive integer and a negative integer, we multiply them as whole numbers and put a minus sign before the product. So, A into minus B or minus A into B, that is equal to A into B, and the product is negative. Here one more example I will give you. 8 multiplied by minus 9 is equal to minus 72, or minus 8 multiplied by 9 is equal to minus 72. Now next is multiplication of two negative integers. The product of two negative integers is a positive integer. We multiply the two negative integers as a whole numbers and put the positive sign before the product. That means minus A into minus B is equal to AB. Or now this we will understand with other examples. Minus 14 multiplied by minus 5 gives us 70, and minus 22 multiplied by minus 6 gives us 132. So children, here you have understood, when we are multiplying any two negative integer, we always get the positive integer as answer. Now, before we sum up for the day, let me explain the last topic of this, the product of three or more negative integers. Yes, children, look at here. Now here I will explain you by giving an example. Here I have taken three negative integers, that is minus 6, minus 2 and minus 3. If we multiply minus 6 into minus 2 into minus 3, we get minus 36. Next is minus 5, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 7. So when I am multiplying all these four negative integers, minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 3 into minus 7, the product is 210. Means here you can observe that in first example we have multiplied three negative integers. In the second example I have multiplied four negative integers. So when we multiply odd number of negative integers, then the product is negative integer. That means number of 3, 5, 7 negative integers, then the product is negative integer. And if we multiply even number of negative integers, then the product is positive integer. That means 2, 4, 6, 8 number of negative integers, then we get the positive answer. Now children, this here I will complete the facts of multiplication. Now the properties of multiplication and division we will learn in the next session. Thank you children. Have a nice time.